Hello and welcome to Big Dash Knows. Big Dash knows what? New York Giants football. Let's go. Before I get started, let me tell you something about New York Giants fans, man. New York Giants fans don't care. They don't care. They will tell you how they feel. If they don't agree with you, they'll let you know that. If they agree with you, they'll let you know that as well. But they're going to tell you what's on their mind no matter what. No matter how it affects you. No matter, if they rain on your parade, if they kick. Giants fans are going to tell you exactly how they feel, and I respect it. I respect it all, and I appreciate it. Some of the comments down below, man, I love it. Every video. I love the debates. I love the discussions. I love the back and forth. Whether you agree with me or you don't agree with me, for the most part, I have not had any kind of disrespectful comments. I guess because I give respect, respect comes back in return. Shout out to the guys that really put thoughts in their comments. I'm gonna shout out my man Jersey Guys. Jersey Guys always puts a paragraph in the comment section. He's been a long time fan. Very valid points every time. Of course, I'm reading the whole thing. And that goes for everybody's comments. If you put down a whole paragraph, sometimes I see multiple paragraphs. I am reading the whole thing. I told my wife the other day, I said, look at this. These guys are writing paragraphs, man, but I respect because a lot of this stuff that you guys are talking about is valid. Good points. Valid points. And again, you're on this channel, supporting me, supporting this channel, putting in your thoughts. I got to respect that. And guess what? The channel is growing. When you're on the road to 5K, just under 100 more to 5K. Salute to that. Salute to y'all for making it happen. I appreciate everybody that's subscribed. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Again, Giants fan. If you are a Giants fan, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. But this video, I wanted to talk about something that I saw, and it was the most underrated players for each team. They talked about the NFC East, and when they got to the New York Giants, the name that they said was Bobby Okereke. And I said, you know what? This whole offseason, you haven't heard Bobby Okereke's name enough, in my opinion. For the veteran New York Giants fans that have been around for a long time, even the younger guys too. There is no New York Giants football without good linebacker play. I don't care what era you come from. If the New York Giants was winning the Super Bowl or winning games, they had solid linebacker play. And it was a long time in between these years and that we didn't have solid linebacker play. And then it's just a testament to what Bobby Okereke did, that in this offseason, that's so important. The third year of the regime, nobody's even talking about the middle linebacker spot because they know what it is already. We got a potential all-pro at linebacker. All-pro, not just a Pro Bowler. We got a potential all-pro type of linebacker. There's only a couple guys better than Bobby Okereke in the league, and those guys are all pros. And they might be the reason why he's not all-pro, because he just has some guys that are possibly Hall of Famers in front of him. A guy like Fred Warner's in front of him. I get it. But I'm not taking too many guys outside of Fred Warner in front of Bobby Okereke. That's the type of potential, and that's the type of production that we saw from Bobby Okereke this past season. Again, 1 year with the Giants. He was so good, he made Micah McFadden better. That's how good Bobby Okereke is. And that's not a knock on Micah McFadden. Shout out to Micah McFadden for putting the work in and being there being in the places that he needed to be in order to make plays. Shout out to Micah McFadden. But again, Bobby Okereke, unsung hero for the New York Giants. Dexter Lawrence gets a lot of credit. Kayvon Thibodeau gets a lot of criticism. The man had 11 sacks last year. Then they critiqued his sacks, last year. And, rightfully so. We get Brian Burns. Now we're getting pressure from both sides. That's the plan. That's what we hope. So we talk about Brian Burns. We talk about the new draft picks, Malik Neighbors. We talk about Dexter Lawrence, the offensive line, Evan Neal. But nobody's really talking about Bobby Okereke. And guess what? People don't talk about stuff that's solid or good. We only like to talk about the bad things or the absolute superstars. And I'm not saying that Bobby Okereke is not a superstar. He's not in household name, all around the league yet. But for the people that know football, Bobby Okereke is one of those ones. And I just wanted to give him a shout out because, again, we've been waiting. We haven't had good linebacker play in a long time. And Bobby Okereke, first year with the Giants, put up fantastic numbers, fantastic results. 100% of the snaps. Only him and McKinney did that. You're a starting Mike linebacker, and you have 100% of the snaps. The man didn't come off the field for one play. What Dable and them guys say? What they smart, tough, dependable. Bobby Okereke is all of that. All of that. So when I'm looking at some of the comments when they talk about this upcoming season and what they expect from the defense, nobody talks about the middle linebacker spot because I think everybody, no matter what kind of fans you are, no matter what side of the Giants table that you're sitting on, as far as what you like, how this roster is being built, everybody agrees with Bobby Okereke. Everybody's happy with Bobby Okereke. Like I said, it is what it is. And shame on me, shame on a lot of people for taking it for granted. It's only been 1 year. We only had him 1 year. But we don't hear a peep. We don't hear any complaints. We expect Bobby Okereke to be even better than what he was last year, and I hope he is. I hope he is. But yeah, I'm just thinking again. This is Sunday, the day before Memorial Day. I'm just sitting around with the family, getting my stuff ready for the barbecue tomorrow, and I'm just like, yeah, I want to talk about Bobby Okereke a little bit. I saw that, like I said, that post and seeing the unsung heroes or the underrated players, and Bobby Okereke, they hit the nail on the head with that one. They hit the nail on the head with that one, man. And again, as a New York Giants fans, some of these players might watch these videos. Some of them, a lot of them don't. Shout out to those that do. But yeah, man, Bobby Okereke, you are appreciated, man. Even if you don't hear it enough, I'm surprised at it. Did we see him on the podium? I don't even know if we saw him on the podium. We saw Brian Burns, Kayvon. Didn't even see Dexter on the podium, really. They even had Cordell Flott on the podium. Listen, man, show Bobby Okereke. That man's a captain. He's going to be a captain this year. And when it comes to improving this run defense, he's going to be a major part of that. But yeah, man, shout out to Bobby Okereke. That's that part. Now, another thing I wanted to talk about is just the vibe of the New York Giants right now. Because I've been watching these OTAs, recapping these OTAs, reading the updates of these OTAs. Shout out to the beat writers, watching the podcast and stuff like that, seeing what other people thought about it, man. And to me, I feel like some people don't want to get excited. Now, I'm one of those guys too, where I almost, last year I was overly optimistic. I had high expectations. This year I'm pumping the brakes, right? But I can only pump the brakes so much because when I'm looking at, and again, this is on paper, when I'm looking at some of these names on the roster, we got some guys, man. We got some guys that can play high level football. Just run down the list. There's some guys. It's not like the team does not have talent at all. The roster is not quite there yet because a lot of things are unknown. But there's some talent on this roster. Of course, you got your Dexter Lawrences. You got your Bobby Okerekes. Whole subject of this video. Kayvon is moving in the right direction. Brian Burns has high expectations on him. Malik Neighbors, wide receiver 1, we're already crowning him that. Jalen Hyatt, Wan'Dale Robinson, these guys are talented. We got to figure out what's going on with Darren Waller. But outside of that, we have a young guy in Theo Johnson that has all the potential in the world and is untapped because they didn't use him. Or didn't get the use out of him at Penn State. And Daniel Bellinger, again, I've said it, we did Daniel Bellinger wrong last year. Understand that the offensive line was weak. He had to, he was chipping and doing stuff like that. But we saw the potential of Daniel Bellinger in his rookie season. We brought in Darren Waller. Of course, that's going to take snaps and targets away from Daniel Bellinger, but we absolutely didn't use him the way that he could have been used. But then I think about some of the guys that there's some guys that I need to pop. Pause. That's crazy. There's guys that I think need to jump out in talent, have a big year this year. Not necessarily become a household name, but just need to make that jump. Tay Banks is one of those guys. Banks closed on Sundays, Mondays, possibly Thursdays, stuff like that. Tay Banks is a guy where if he pops, that's fantastic. We need that. We need that. When I think about the defensive line, and we didn't draft the defensive lineman, I'm thinking about Jordan Riley. Can he be one of those guys that pops this year? Michael McFadden, can he continue to grow? Like if some of these guys that play these roles, pop, the New York Giants should be pretty good. Now, when I go to the offensive side, John Michael Schmitz, that's my son. I've been calling him my son for a long time. I need him to meet his potential. He was the best center in the draft last year. The PFF score or grade did not reflect that. I don't think he was as bad as the PFF ranking, but again, that's what it's here for. John Michael Schmitz, if he can solidify himself and be the center that I think he can be, fantastic. Runyon, Illuminor, if they can be as good as they were last year, that's a big upgrade for the New York Giants. And then lastly, because I'm not even going to talk about the quarterback here, but almost lastly, Evan Neal. A lot is riding on Evan Neal. There's a lot of pressure there. For me personally, I got 1.5 feet out the door for Evan Neal playing right tackle. But he's another guy. If he pops, you're talking about bookend tackles and solidified interior offensive line. We need that. And then the last guy I'm going to mention, and you see the hat, Hyde is open. Listen, with Darius Slayton doing what he's doing right now, I need Jalen Hyde because I don't know. I'm pretty sure once mandatory minicamp gets here, Darius Slayton will be in the building. But I need Jalen Hyatt to be what he was in Tennessee. Be that threat. Now, I argue with a lot of people. You see the hat, Hyatt is open, and I believe you can't tell me otherwise. Every time you targeted him, something good happened. If it wasn't an overthrow, underthrow, or in some cases a drop. But he made the plays, and he's one of those guys where when you have Malik Neighbors and you have Wan'Dale Robinson, Jalen Hyatt has to pop this year, and I think he can, and I absolutely think he can. So, this video actually went left a little bit. Again, this was supposed to be about Bobby Okereke, and now I'm talking about different guys that should pop, and if they do pop, the Giants roster is looking very, 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 very different. Where you think there's a lot of holes on this team, which right now there are, because again, everything is faith, optimism. These guys got to make the plays. And I think that we have young guys on the roster that could, again, if they meet their potential, if they scratch it, this roster is going to be a lot better than a lot of people think. And I hope that happens. And I really do hope that happens. But again, I'm not going to talk about the elephant in the room because this ain't that video. But we also need that man to play well as well. And if we do that, I think Brian Dable will be here for a long time. Joe Shane will keep doing what he's doing. And, the stands will be filled with screaming New York Giants fans. But that's going to be the video. I want to thank everybody for vibing with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And from one Giants fan to another, this is Big Dash Knows, Big Blue Nation. Let's go.